Great win for us tonight. As the team meeting we talked about, senior night, last home game of the year, wanted to come out and play our best game of the season. You know, why not come out and do that? Why not come out and play at the level we can play at? I thought for the most part we did that. A couple too many issues and mistakes for us. Couple some errors in the game that we still need to fix. Unbelievable. Some of the unsportsmanlike penalties. We you control those. Those are completely unacceptable. And I know it's an emotional game. Our guys are fired up. It's a rivalry game, but we got to be better there. Defense, unbelievable night, and we gave up the one blown coverage on the first series on the 70-yard play. And that was about it. I think Paul and the staff had a great plan. Our guys executed. We keep talking about, hey, if we can eliminate mistakes, we had the one mistake and cost us but the rest of the night, just a dominant performance up against one of the best offenses in the league, one of the top passing offenses in the league, and I think they had a great plan. Got after the quarterback. It didn't let them get into rhythm at all night. I thought, also the ability to get some longer drives on offense to keep them on the sidelines and stay out of rhythm was a huge part to the game. And it's a big win for our team. I want to see us play. I think there's a standard of which we expect to play, and we want to keep improving, and we want to be playing our best football at the end of the year. We're going to enjoy this win tonight. Give the guys 2 days off and get ready for another huge rivalry game next week. And then, and if we can peak at the end of the year, hopefully we'll have a chance to play for a championship and play our best football, right? When the days get shorter, the nights get longer, and the games get bigger. And that's what happens this time of year every single week. And so this was a big win for us, and it's going to keep getting bigger as we move forward.
You talked about the defense tonight, but over the last 3 weeks, I think you were averaging 34 points a game given up before or after the second loss to New Mexico, 15 a game the last three. Just how proud of you of the defense, just in general, not just tonight?
Well, I am, and it came down, and I think everybody was like, everybody was what was wrong, right? And I've told you that, like, the things that were wrong were fixable. They were mistakes. It wasn't attitude. It wasn't like we don't know what we're doing. It wasn't all of that stuff. It was, and it wasn't just like one person. We're going to fix one thing. And defensively, I think I give Paul a lot of credit, and Gunther, and I give the defensive players a lot of credit of the ownership, right? Of sticking with it, of sticking with that ownership, and instead of worrying about negative energy, instead of worrying about, boy, we're doing all these yards, all these points, like instead of worrying about that, it was looking and saying, hey, here's what went wrong on this play. Here's what went wrong on this play. Let's coach it. Let's teach it. Let's get better. Let's make sure we're communicating and getting things organized and set. And give them a lot of credit. These guys, the leadership on defense of no panic, because you are right. There was a 3-game stretch where we were not good, and then they didn't panic, and we've really, I thought, played well defensively, and we want to be a great defensive team. If you want to compete for championships, you got to play defense, and we've been doing that the last couple weeks.
I'd like to ask you about the play calling from you and Corey Dennis tonight. Anthony, maybe you could also weigh in on this. It seemed like you guys were in a really good rhythm with the play calling from the sidelines, and then Anthony and the offense executing whatever was being called.
Yeah, I tried to
called in. Could you just talk a little bit about that symmetry that was going on tonight?
I try to close my mouth a lot. Make some suggestions here and there, maybe between series or at halftime. I thought Corey did a great job. The offensive staff of making adjustments. They came out and, it seems every week people come in and they're going to have a little, so do some different things maybe and tweak what they've shown against us. And you got to adapt to it. You got to adjust to it. You got to make adjustments during the game and on the sidelines. And I thought offensively, we did that. And I think, one of the great things that Anthony does is get us in the right play, make a good decision. If there's a shot there to take the shot, he takes the shot. If he checks it down, he checks it down. And if it all goes to freaking crap, right? He does his Anthony stuff, right? And which is his favorite thing in the world to do, correct?
Right.
And so I give him a lot of credit because it is that. I don't want to ever take that part of the game away from him. But the great thing he's been able to do is he does that when we need it. Not when, hey, I can check it down here, I can take this throw here, I can make this read or this run here, I get the ball out now. He does those things, and then all of a sudden, when something special needs to happen, he does his Anthony stuff.
That's right.
Go ahead.
So,
Yeah, well, I totally forgot the question.
I'm sorry, the fact that the symmetry in the play calling,
Yeah.
and then you finding ways
Yeah, no,
to execute those plays properly.
I think the offense just has so much faith in Coach Dennis and Coach Mullen. And our biggest thing is if we just need to go put out a complete game. As an offense, we wanted to stay out third and long, and I feel like we did that tonight. We were really good on first and second down, and it showed because we scored points tonight.
Question for the players, Marcel. I know it was a big decision for you to come back to UNLV 9-2. The Golden Pineapple stays here in Vegas. Can you talk about how important it is for you to lead your team back to the Mountain West Championship?
It's really important. It was a goal we had set off from the first day when we reported back in January, but it's just about taking it one game when we get a time and continuing to do that. We did that here this week. We knew we had a short week. We knew we had a great team coming in here, big rivalry game. They traveled well. They had a lot of away fans here for it to be an away game for them. So main thing was just about really emphasizing the communication aspect and us just playing together as one team, bringing the one everybody trusting each other and working together. Kept the pineapple, now we got to keep that cannon ready.
I know Coach had some words for you on the bench in the fourth quarter. Just what do you want to see from your guys moving forward?
Let's continue to stay locked in. Let's continue to stack performances and build on what we've been doing. We came out tonight. We just played our football. We played our type of football. We took it one play at a time. We had a bust early on that first drive, and after that, we just broke it down, trusted each other, and we just said, let's just do it one play at a time. Let's do it together. Take it one play at a time. Everyone did their job. That's what we were able to do. When we did that, I saw the result. Couldn't really do too much.
You're playing with one of the best quarterbacks in the nation right now. What can you say about Anthony Calandria's performance this season?
That's the magician right there. You gotta start referring to him as the magician, man. Whenever I'm on the sideline, I get a chance to watch him work, man. I'm just always in awe. Always just going out there making plays, no matter what goes on. He's just, like I said, he's the magician. I gotta start referring to him as the magician.
Well, Magician, what can you say about your offense? 3 different receivers scoring tonight.
Yeah, no, I felt like the receivers played at a high level tonight, but it starts the offensive line. They blocked their ass off tonight, and that was huge for us. Running the ball and throwing the ball, so all the credits off the line.
Marcel, you heard your coach talk about your defense, what Coach Gunther's done these last 3 weeks. Can you say kind of how he's approached you guys, how he's coached you guys in terms of what happened before and what's happened the last few weeks?
Oh man, every time we go on a unit meeting, he always tells us, whenever we're really good, we're really good. Whenever we're really bad, we're really bad. And it's just about us just executing and taking it and play at a time. Whenever we communicate and we're all on the same page, it's hard to get yards on. But whenever we don't have communication, we had that communication. When 10 guys get the call and 1 doesn't, that's when we have all the explosive in the middle area. So he just really been emphasizing communication. That's the first thing and foremost that he always says, man. Let's just communicate. Everyone echo the call. Whether we're all right, we're all right, we're all wrong, we're all wrong, and vice versa. And let's just play together and play our game. That's all he tells us, and that's all he preaches to us each and every day. Let's just do us. Let's play our game, execute our calls to the best of our ability, and let's just trust in each other. And we continue to do that week in and week out, and it's showing out there on the field.
Coach, you start the season with 2 quarterbacks that come in. You come in, it's your first year. You got Alex Orji and Anthony Calandria. It turns out Calandria gets to start the first game. Orji gets hurt, and then the growth of this kid over the course of the season. What can you say from the beginning of the season to now, the growth of Anthony and what you've seen?
Well, I think the one thing, that I saw it a couple of years ago when I watched him play, right, which was the special things he can do when it's, when he goes into his mode to make things happen. And, the thing that excited me the most of what he's been able to do is take coaching and learn how to play quarterback. of instead of just, I think he'll tell you probably, right? 2 years ago, it's like, hey, give me the ball. I'm just going to go. I'll make it happen. And understanding that quarterback, your job's to manage every aspect of the game, to get us in the right place, make the right decisions, lead the offense, under control, do that. And then when you need to make it happen, make it happen. And I think that was the part. And, since the first day we started recruiting him and talking about that is I know you can do all the special things. You have unbelievable talent. How do we focus into being not just an unbelievable playmaker, but a great quarterback? And I think early on I told him this, I've never had a quarterback win an award or be a great player that doesn't complete 70% of his passes. Right? And I think the end of spring, what were you, like 49?
Yeah, about 30, I think 35.
Because it was like just, hey, I'm going to run around and launch it down the field. I'm like, okay, that's fine. But, if you want to be a great quarterback, you got to complete 70% of your passes. That's what great quarterbacks do. And his buy-in to that, the maturity that he's grown, the growth that he's shown has been fantastic.
Coach, you get Jet back tonight. He goes down kind of late in that third quarter. It's slow to get up. I'm not sure if we see him the rest of the game. Do you have an update on what's going on?
Yeah,
with
he's
Jet?
fine. He was tired. You saw him. He could have stayed down, right? And then the new role, wasn't like he was faking an injury. I think he was right. He was just exhausted.
Yeah, he was tired.
He was just tired. He wasn't banged up. He was just tired. And so I took a timeout right there, because I think they were going to charge me with one, and they would have charged us with one anyway in that situation. So we took the timeout. He came back in. He was in on the last touchdown play. He was just exhausted, and we kept feeding him the ball a couple plays in a row, and we'll find out. I think we came out of the game knock on wood pretty healthy. We usually find out tomorrow, but he came back in. He was fine.
One more for Anthony. I can't help but notice Alex on the sidelines just coaching you up. You seem like a sponge around him.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that relationship?
No, I love Alex. Alex is one of my best friends, and it's awesome to have him in the room. And all the quarterbacks were so close, but Alex, he gives me great pointers, and I love him because he's always giving me the negative stuff, what I'm doing wrong.
Yeah.
So Alex is the best, and that's one of my boys.
You heard what your coach said. How easy or difficult was it to translate that to being a quarterback instead of just relying on your skill?
Yeah, no, that's the reason why I came here. I came here to be developed as a quarterback, and I met him 2 years ago. And I told my roommate when I met him, I was like, I want to go play with Coach Mullen. And look at us now. And it's so crazy though. At the end of the day, I just wanted to be a good quarterback, and I knew if I came here that he was going to develop me.
All right, it's late. Thank you.